just get to it. You are one of the few energy ministers who always focus on, when it comes to energy transition, you don't focus on the target, reaching the net zero. You always focus on the journey. Why?
I think it's because we have not arrived at a stage where we can, as a country, set the target. So, and we believe that the journey is more important than the target itself. As a matter of fact, there is a consensus that all those targets that were set were going to change in future, in the near future, and people will revise. This is work in progress. Sultanate of Oman will set a target. We are working on it, but we want it to be a realistic target. In the meantime, we are working on, as you call it, we call it a roadmap towards a target, and inshallah, in the next few months, before the Sharm el-Sheikh COP27, we are going to announce our target.
So you are working on a plan to announce a country?
A date, yes.
A date.
Yeah. No.
That sounds good. Another thing you have been not very happy with is the current oil prices. You were saying that the world is not ready for $100, but now it's exceeding the $100. Why did you think so? Why did you say so?
I think economically the world is not ready for 100 plus oil price. This is my personal philosophy. I think the side effects of this high oil price is going to hit us hard, particularly the inflation part. The current price is not by design. I think the events in Ukraine and Russia is the main drive of that, as we all know. So I still claim that we would not be where we are today if it wasn't for the problem, and nobody anticipated the problem. When I said that the world is not ready, it was during the peacetime, if you want to call it peacetime, or pre-Russia-Ukraine problem. And really what worries me most, including our own country, is affordability, which is going to be caused by the high energy prices to many people, individuals, who cannot afford. And to keep pace with the inflation is going to be a challenge. I really don't know if we are ready here in the country to face the consequences of the high oil price from the consumer side of things, not from the government revenue. The government revenue is good. It's helping us a lot. We read every day interesting stories about debt, about deficit, about repayment. This is good on a short term. But when the inflation that is going to be caused now for two reasons, one is the high energy price and the other one is the impact of Ukraine-Russia problem, it's going to be tough to handle.
What about the higher oil gas prices? Also, Oman is benefiting from higher oil gas prices, not with the long-term contracts, but the spot market.
Indeed, that's another issue. I think the gas price, to me, is LNG really is a rich man source of energy, to a large extent. Those who consume a lot of LNG can afford. What worries me about the fuel, or the crude oil related high price, is when I think of the farmers in Bangladesh or in Nepal or in Sri Lanka and so on. How do they manage to pay diesel for a tractor that they used to buy at 50% less just a few weeks ago, and all of a sudden it's twice? And this is something that we are part of this global village, and it's a responsibility. And I feel morally I had to raise that issue, hence my comment about the world is not ready. And the world is not ready, and the world is suffering, to be fair.
How much is Oman selling of gas on the spot market? And has Oman been approached formally by European countries to buy gas?
It has. I think our Foreign Office has been busy receiving, according to my colleague, the Minister of Foreign Affairs. I am not directly involved with the selling of LNG anymore. So really, I don't have details that I can share with you today. But I know, I follow it, and it's when they talk about oil, normally the last paragraph, they will mention the LNG issues, as you know. So the LNG is not much. We do sell few cargoes every month, I know, and our friends in Oman LNG do sometimes drop by and tell us stories. But it's also very lucrative. Few months ago, well, this time last year, the LNG price, just as an example, was $3-4. Today, it has reached $40. So that's unprecedented. And again, it's really a serious problem. It's a serious problem. And I think these days you have to feel for others, and you cannot just enjoy the benefits of what you're receiving.
You said you are not directly anymore involved with the LNG. Let's talk about something you are directly involved with, which is EDO. As chairman of EDO, now you have been receiving another additional responsibility, which is hydrogen. I presume the new company will be called Hydrogen Development Oman? I presume that's the name? Okay. So what can you tell us about it so far? Has the company been set up already? Do you have any concessions ready to offer to the investors? What can you tell us about it?
The company is under formation. We haven't finished the process of registration and all that. The company will be incubated by EDO. It will be a subsidiary of EDO. But to start with, the EDO will manage HDO. And we have a number of potential partners who wants to invest in Oman, in the hydrogen economy, the whole chain. We're very excited. There's a lot of work, and this is something that no one has done it before. So I hope you and your colleagues will be kind to us when you keep on reporting every day the mess that we are going to make. And I think
so you know you're going to make a mess?
I think so. I call it mistakes, but you will call it a mess, I know, which you normally do. But it is okay. I think I've been telling everybody that please be kind to us, but we want to make these mistakes. One thing I promise everybody, that we will learn from these mistakes that we are going to make in the next few years, and come up much better than we came up when we started the oil. When we started the oil, we were so obsessed with the drilling the holes and producing the liquids or gas and so on. Then we started with a program of people, I think Omanization, the term Omanization, Ta'min, started in the oil industry, historically in the late 70s, early 80s, and we started to set targets on organization, how many percentage should be Omanis and so on. Then we went on a few years down the road to involve communities. Then we had something we are still calling it ICV. These were all born during the build-up of the oil and gas industry. In hydrogen, we want to start from day one. So from day one, we have set ourselves targets to have a possession, if you like, of the industry by people themselves. And I think this is what the most exciting part. The most difficult part, which I think where we are going to make mistakes, is on the marketing, because we don't know how to sell LNG. There's no market of hydrogen. There's no hydrogen market, especially the hydrogen that is desired by the world, the so-called green hydrogen, yes. So we are trying to produce a product that has no market. So the risks is high, and the excitement is high, and as I said, I'm really excited, and yes, I'm going to make mistakes, and we'll see how it goes.
I'm really glad that you're admitting that from now. So, okay, one final question also about the hydrogen. How are you planning to finance this? You keep going, or the plan for EDO is to keep going to the international market to raise funds to continue funding its operations. So, in the next round, you'll be considering whatever you are budgeting for HDO to be also including in the next bonds or sukuk you're about to issue.
I'm not sure I understand your question, but if you're asking how are we going to fund the hydrogen part of EDO, which is HDO, that's what you meant? Look, so far, all our hydrogen projects we are here, or they were brought by foreign investors. And it's really exciting because the figures are close to $30 billion. If all of them will see daylight, it will materialize. And all of these $30 billion, they are ready to invest. The decision that we have to make in the coming years is what slice of these projects we want to localize, we want it to be ourselves. Because they have opened their doors and they said, you're welcome to join us. But we have an option of saying, you just do it by yourself. And let's discuss what's for us. We don't have to be an equity partner of these projects. That's what I meant. So we will see how the next few months, because there are some of the projects are really aggressive and they want to start now. And few years, this will define how much we are going to own from equity point of view, and how we are going to raise funds. But I think with the current situation, we are quite optimistic that the fund will be available. There's a lot of the so-called green funding for green projects, and there is at least a belief that if you come up with a green project, there's a lot of money for you to go and borrow at a very attractive terms. So we are excited on this, and I hope something good will come out of it.
Well, I'm excited myself, especially about the mess you're about to make. Thank you so much, Your Excellency.
Yeah, mess makes good stories in the media, right?
That is true.
Yeah, more than the achievements.
Exactly.
Thank you very much, Fatma, and congratulations for all this, and I wish you all the best. WAF is one of my favorite Wakalat Lamba, as you know, and I wish you all the best.
Thank you. Thank you.